All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. I don't know why my brain... I almost said we're playing Devil May Cry. I don't know. I don't know why I almost said that, but I did. We're playing Ace Combat. That's what we're playing. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where we are. Never mind. Benefits of streamlining the schedule a bit. I'm having an easier time remembering these things. We cleared the Ace run, and now I need to, like, go back and do the first, I think, 5 missions of the campaign with the night, like, modifier to get the whole mission sheet opened up. And then it's time for just grinding out the aces, grinding out the cash to buy the rest of the planes, etc. So, also it's raining, because of course it is. It is every day. So, the lighting is all messed up. There's no sun out. It's all clouds. Happy 4th of July. And I saw that the general vote or general election in the UK is today. What are you guys planning? What are you planning? Why are you voting today? What are you guys up to? Why today? Why did you choose today? Explain it to me. Because I'm on to you. So you better have a damn good reason why it's today. Hold on. I gotta see... Yeah, so we need to go through mission 5. Which is kind of unfortunate. But I can live with it. That will open up the special mission as well. The gauntlet. So I guess chat wasn't really lying when they said that it would be more than 3 playthroughs.
Yeah.
I'm skipping, because we already watched it again the other day. I never skip, but I did give this a go. I was also trying to do this with machine guns to get a medal. What plane was I flying? Hold on. I have no idea. Great. I was gonna rely on that to figure out what I was flying. I was flying the 16XL. Yeah, I didn't save. Yeah. This is... Oops, I did want to... Okay. I did want to buy these as well. Going to fight Mobius 1? Apparently. Yeah, it's that one. I'm just using machine guns. I don't even know why I bother picking the special missions. We need that medal that you have to, I think it's shoot down like 50 targets or something like that. This is going to take longer than 100. Than AC5? Why? Why do you think that? I have no reason to think that. We're already pretty close. Because, like, all we really have to do is these few missions, get the aces done. That's really it. I should have enough money to buy all the planes by then. That one's a bit of a question mark. That one I'm not so sure on. Just because planes are really expensive in Zero. Like, really expensive. A channel that has spent 4 years making a replica Quadra VTEC from Cyberpunk. I have not seen that. He finished it a couple weeks ago. 4 years. Can you imagine? 4 years. So he started before the game came out, right? Can you imagine the oh shit moment when the game did come out? It was just like, oh. Oh. Thankfully, it's all turned itself around by now, but like, yeah. Making that sort of investment like before the game comes out and then having Cyberpunk be Cyberpunk, like day one Cyberpunk, right? It's unfortunate. Someone the other day was saying, don't bother with the bombers with the machine guns. I don't see why not. I see no reason not to. So many different ace skins and special weapons on the higher end that are really expensive. Really. I don't think it'll be that bad. Probably. I hope not. Come here. It is some crazy maneuvering. Where's this F4? I want that kill. Oh, what? The one time that Pixie does shoot something, it's when I'm, like, trying to just bang out all the machine gun kills really quick for the medal. Damn it, Pixie. Chose a bad time. Don't you do it. Oops. That was my bad. That was me being dumb. Because they don't try to evade. I think it was just because they have more health. Mirage and the F-16 had a kid to make the F-16 XL. I like it. I don't think I like it as much as, what's it called? As just the normal F-16, like the C. But I like it. Yeah, we're grabbing the night missions. And I need those machine gun kills. I don't know how many off I'm gonna be. I don't use my machine gun very much. But considering that the, like, gold medal for machine gun kills is only 50 kills, and we did 3 full runs, I can't imagine we're terribly far off. 50 for, like, the gold seems kind of weird. It's so little for this game. Yeah, like, for a game that's made to be played, you know, like 3 times to kind of see everything. Having the max machine gun medal only be 50 kills seems weirdly low, to me at least. I don't know. Oh god. Oh god. Wait, what? I lost track of the way I was turned. That doesn't happen often. Gives lore on every single ace. I am not reading that. I'm not. You think I can read that much? Hell no. Come here. No. Pixie! Why are you killing things all of a sudden? What the fuck? But, like, never has this guy been so useful for shooting things down. Just let me get these machine gun. Don't you dare. He wouldn't. He just killed something. That's like his one kill for the level. Right there. There we are. Wait, Starscream was an F-16? I'm not a big Transformers nerd. I've seen the first 2 Bay movies? 2. Oh, and I saw the one with the dinosaur. Whichever, okay. Hold on. These 3 are causing problems. Yeah, I think I saw the first couple of them. There was like the first one I know I saw. There was the one in Egypt, and there was the one with the dinosaur. What the fuck? Oh my god, I should be dead. What was that? Where did that missile go? Holy shit. Looked like it went straight through my face. But I'll count my blessings, I guess. Looks like Galm 2 is gonna steal the show again. Hold on. I'm gonna catch up eventually, you just wait. Now if I can just get this guy. Yeah, I'm smarter than that. I know better. Every once in a while my brain kicks in and I think about what I'm doing and I don't fly face first into a missile. Now we just have the bombers, I think. I think there's like one fighter with them. It was just lightning. I guess it's storming. Or it's about to be storming out. I said it was raining. Did my mic pick that up? That one was loud. Yep. It's storming. That's why it's so dark out. Happy 4th, Minnesota. Hope everyone had their fireworks stash inside. Their fireworks that they definitely bought in-state and didn't cross the border into Wisconsin to purchase. Because they have more lax regulation on fireworks. Nothing was said about this in a mission briefing. Seems like they have a quality pilot within them. Another 30-minute stream. No, it shouldn't be. My internet doesn't go out when it storms. It wasn't my internet either, I guess. It was my power, wasn't it? Power doesn't go out either. These guys do have rear guns. These ones are a little scarier. Maybe I just shouldn't even mess with it. Why did that one not actually go and hit you? Did you hear about Project Wingman? No, never. What is it?
The enemy attack unit has been successfully intercepted. I'd like to see how those Belkan cowards report back to their superiors.
Never heard of Project Wingman, not once.
Gonna get along just fine.
Buddy. Don't call me buddy, buddy. Not your buddy guy.
Galm Team, you have permission to land.
Do you think Armored Core 2's protagonist survived at the end? The protagonist?
It all started
Like
on
the
that
player
snowy
character?
day.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
first impression was
I've seen some people say that Leos Klein survives at the end, and I don't think he does. And it doesn't really matter if either of them did or didn't,
Belka's attack on Valet Air
because
your efforts will not
I
go
think-
unrewarded. Your actions may well decide who
I can't
wins
quite
the Belkan
remember.
War.
I think Another Age takes place after AC2, but it takes place on Earth and has like no relation to the plot of AC2. So AC2 is like effectively the end of that timeline, of that continuity. And I doubt it's going to get dug up at this point unless
the
they
Belkan
pull
War
one of the,
shrouded in
because
mystery.
everyone wants like the shared Armored Core
Now,
universe to be a thing,
decade
right?
after the peace accords,
So unless they pull that with like a
portion of the
future
records
Armored
was
Core
finally
title where it
released.
turns out they were all actually
I
one
quickly got a hold
timeline,
of it. Wanting more
it
details,
probably won't
I
ever
acquired
matter,
information
sadly.
from unknown
Because I like
sources.
Leos Klein. I thought he was cool.
There was a reason for my obsession. The roots of the war lie
Got
in
possessed
the
by
Belkan
Nine Ball
Federal
somehow?
Law Review that took place
The
in
9 Ball
1988.
thing, I've never heard before, but
Belka,
he's confirmed,
suffering
like
from
he is the
economic
player
strife,
character from
permitted its
Master of
eastern
Arena.
territory to secede,
FromSoft confirmed it in like a
and the
guidebook
Republic of Ustio
way
was
back.
born.
Like one of the old,
But
you guys
Belka's
remember
economic
guidebooks.
troubles did not
some
subside.
studios still do guidebooks here and there.
Meanwhile,
Not many.
taking
They're not
advantage of the
common
situation,
nowadays.
The world superpower Osea continued to flourish.
But they did
Amidst the
confirm that he
economic
was the
panic,
player character from
an
Master of
extreme
Arena.
right-wing party took power within Belka, aiming to restore strength and stability.
He's
to the
actually, I
nation.
think, no. He's one of the two.
And on
There
March
are two
25th,
Armored Core
1995,
player characters
with the
who you
discovery of
encounter in
natural
later
resources
games.
in Ustio, Belka began
And it's
to invade
Leos
its
Klein,
neighbors.
and then the player
It was the
character from
beginning
4
of the
shows up
Belkan
as an
War.
enemy in 4 Answer, but he doesn't even get a name.
Unprepared, each country fell quickly before
He's
the
just,
might of
yeah, the guy from
legendary
4
Belkan
shows
Air
up.
Force. In just a few days, they occupied all
The 9 ball
territories
portion,
except
not that
for
it,
the
yeah,
mountain
okay.
range.
I've never
In
heard the 9
response,
ball bit
The
before.
occupied Ustio government
Possessed?
military
What do you
placed
mean
all their
possessed
hopes
by
on a joint
9 ball?
operation between Osea
Yeah, he's
and
known
the
as
foreign
Anatolia's
mercenary forces.
mercenary, but that's like as much as we've got.
This, of course, can be found in any
Anatolia
history
just
book.
being the
But I
faction that he
noticed a
works
strange
for.
Similarity in the materials I gathered. There were several accounts about a mercenary, all followed by the code word demon. But most of the information was incomplete. Still, I was intrigued.
Yeah, it's really raining now.
I decided to pursue the
Really
history of the
storming
Belkan
out.
War through this mercenary.
I think I already turned it
I
on.
was certain I would find something there.
Let me.
Would it be the hidden truth?
Yeah,
behind
I
the
have
war?
low light
Or just
compensation
another
on the
battlefield
camera
legend?
already. I already turned it on. Oh, why do
I
you keep
wasn't
opening
able
over
to
there?
meet the mercenary himself.
Maybe.
Actually, it's questionable
Am
if
I-
he ever did exist. But thanks to some old friends in the
It's
military,
gonna make my
I
forehead
was
too
able to
shiny.
track down several
Normally
individuals
cranking
who
up
knew
the
him.
gain makes it look like my forehead is like reflecting
Soloing
a direct
is one
beam of
such man.
sunlight. It's a little reflective, little bit at that, but at least it looks a little lighter in here. Marginally, it's slightly better. I'll take it. Now if the sun comes out, it's gonna be bright as shit.
We must regain control over Route 171. which
Really
runs
starting to
through
come
our
down? Yeah, it's
secure
really storming.
transit route for our ground troops. There are bridges along this route. 3 over the RA River, all heavily guarded by the Belkan Armored Corps.
Can I have a
Securing
little
this route is critical to Ustio's
reflectivity
attack
here?
on
You guys
Belkan
want to
forces.
see without any
Destroy
gain?
the Belkan ground units blocking passage along this route.
Gain just being like
Secure the supply
artificial
line between our
brightness
forces
added to the
and
whole
OCR.
shot, right? You guys want to see if I turn it off entirely? This is what we're working with, okay? To be fair, the exposure is also turned down. This is this is actually what we're working with. But I turned down the exposure because otherwise there's a weird frame rate thing. My camera at this exposure can't do it. So I turn it down and I use gain instead. There. I had to fix it again. Anyway. Medals. I want the medals. Did I get the second one? I think it would have popped up, right? Yeah, it would be this one right here. Who have mastered the gun. So I have more than 15. I do not have more than 50. So we just need to use the gun again. Which is not too difficult. That's perfectly fine. I don't think I can buy anything. Wait, we're so broke. That first mission doesn't pay you shit. What? Okay. Okay. We're so broke. Where is my 16 XL that I just bought? I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this thing. I always disliked the trope of turning the previous game's protagonist into an enemy. The couple times that Armored Core did it, it worked well. Because the second one, the Gen 4 instance with Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, the player character from the previous game isn't like, I'm trying to think. The simplest way I could put it is, isn't a bad guy. You're actually carrying out a job for some not so great causes, and you kill him as a result. So that one I thought was really fun. Like the character from the previous game is still kind of the hero. It's just that you are the evil one this time, like in this scenario. I like it there a lot. The first time they do it, it makes sense as well with Master of Arena into Armored Core 2. But he does become a villain. It's just for totally different reasons that I still like. But he does become a bad guy. So it could feel a little cheap. Best AC? I don't know. Armored Core 4 is right there. You know, it's or Armored Core sorry, Ace Combat. This is why we can't talk about Armored Core on an Ace Combat stream. I start misspeaking the two. It happens vice versa as well. If we talk Ace Combat on Armored Core streams, it happens. Ace Combat 4 is right there. Side-eyeing you for that one. These don't count, do they? Ground targets don't count for the machine gun challenge. Right, chat? It says shoot down. Or does it say destroy? Maybe the wiki page said shoot down. I don't remember. Do ground targets count? Fuck it, we do it anyway. Give me... Oh my god. That one. Wait, I guess it doesn't really matter what I... Oh, it does for the machine gun indicator. Never mind. I still need to put up with the old janky target selection. I don't remember. Did it get better in 7? Or does it still use the same method of just kind of choosing whatever's on the screen rather than choosing like what's closest to the center? Did they fix it for 7? Maybe they fixed it for Assault Horizon. Maybe Assault Horizon's actually the best Ace Combat game as well. Ever considered it? I have. Think about it a lot. I think it's probably the greatest. Pixie, cool it, man. You almost shot that guy down after he was disabled. You know what that does to my Ace style? Jesus. Oh my God, they're just faster. I'll get there eventually, don't worry. Every single target is just getting disabled. I guess it works. I don't know if the challenge is going to count it. I don't know how particular old Bamco script, or sorry, not even Bamco, old Namco scripting. This was pre-Bamco, and I always forget. Was? When I play old FromSoft games, I always assume that there's some jank happening with the scripting because they're 90% of the time there is. But honestly, with these, with like challenge tracking and stuff like that, I have no idea. I've never really paid super close attention to it. What Ace Combat has the best storytelling? Do you mean just the best story, or the best like at presenting its story? Because they're very different. My answer changes if it's which game has the best story, or if it's which game presents its story the best. I'm trying to think, which one has the best story? That's the harder question for me.
The operation is proceeding smoothly. Eliminate the remaining forces.
Shit. Which one has the best story is surprisingly hard. How it's presented. If it's how it's presented, it's definitely 7 for me. Because they do a good job of like the lore that they throw at you actually is really easy to understand on a first playthrough compared to most Ace Combat games, where it can get a little like, you know, you have to hear it a few times for like all the individual pieces to really start to come together and feel cohesive. I always felt like that was a struggle of the Strangereal games, because I didn't feel that way with AC3, and I didn't feel that way with like the first couple games, but that's because there was no fucking story in those. How much health you got? You gotta be really, really close. Pixie! Fucker. I was working so hard for that, Pixie. I think 7 presents its story the best. 5 would probably be the runner-up. But, I don't think 3 has the best story. I think a lot of people say that 3 has the best story. I think that 3 is really unique and has a lot going for it, especially like literally just being in anime. But 3's storytelling is actually kind of messy a lot of the time. And especially if you actually like get the secret ending for having done all 5 runs. How do I say it without being like overly spoilery for anyone who might not know? The character motivations that drive everything that happened throughout Ace Combat 3 are fucking stupid and make no sense. I mean, they make sense. It's just, what? What? That's genuinely the best way to put it. 5 is presented like a fairy tale. It is. And I like it. I like 5's characters. Super goofy writing. I like it. But
Bandits in gun range.
I think 7 does a good job balancing like characters and lore and just generally presenting things in an interesting way. I don't think 7 is necessarily the best story-wise in like any one category, but I think it's competent in like every category. You know what I mean? Like, I think it does a good job at everything, even though it's not the best at any one individual component. And I think that ultimately counts for a lot. Oh, come on.
Locked on. Bandits in gun range. Break missile.
I want to get the air targets down first, because I feel like I'm going to run out of machine gun ammo trying to do it for the whole mission.
Approaching gun range.
And I don't know if the ground targets are counting or not. So I'm going to play it safe and try to shoot down more of the planes. And the planes are giving me a tough time.
Bandits in gun range.
You bitch. Stop that. He's also just in a faster plane. So whenever he starts accelerating, he gets way out there.
Gunfire.
I made a super advanced AI so I can have revenge on the guy who took my crush. And the whole world is gonna suffer for it. Yeah, it's really, really dumb. Like, it kind of retroactively makes me enjoy the story of 3 less. I think a lot of people kind of liked the whole it was all a simulation thing, but I felt like the motivation behind it just ruined it. Because it was so stupid. If it was your wife or daughter you're avenging, fair enough, but your crush, it's just, Simon. And also, like, Simon just kind of not being present for, like, pretty much the entirety of the 5 playthroughs. He makes, like, what? 1 or 2 appearances across all 5 runs, and they're both very, like, quick, minor appearances. And then at the end, he's just kind of like, aha, I did everything. You see? And it's like, what? You? I barely even know who you are.
Sam destroyed. Watch out. The enemy's tracking you on radar.
I think AC3 had fun ideas for the storytelling. But, what's it? Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Radar locked.
I think a lot of the actual, like, execution is just like, what? Predated The Matrix and still tells a better story? I don't think it does. Than The Matrix?
Missile warning.
Well, I guess The Matrix sequels get messy as shit, but the first one's great.
Locked on.
Also, hello, Ruby. Welcome back. Welcome to Machine Gun Everything for Medals. Holy. I need to let go of the triangle button every once in a while. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I can't get him. I was gonna try to swing it around to still hit him. Do the tanks really do anything? Because, like... Oh, fuck me. I figured that it was gonna track, like... back where I was before I pulled the... What's it? Immelman?
There aren't many Belkan ground.
I didn't think it would catch me like that. That was close. Right at the end, that would have been... Ugh.
Operation complete. Now the Allied forces can secure a military transport.
Funny thing is, Yoko's death wasn't even Disian's fault. Really, like, it genuinely wasn't. It was, shit, I'm trying to remember. Yoko worked for Newcom, right? So it would have been General Resource that like put the hit out on her. That doesn't sound right, because why would Dissian... Was it the other way around?
Route 171 has been secured. Thanks to you, Boosteel will now be able to launch a counterattack.
Yeah, no, she was with General Resource, because I said that, and then I was like, but then why would Dissian be working with her? So Newcom put out the hit on her, assumedly. Hold on, I have the wiki page up already. Oh no. Oh. No, General Resource. She worked for General Resource, but executives at General Resource decided that her work was too dangerous, so they put out the hit on her. So she worked for them, and they were the ones that killed her. It was both. Will Cole crash this time or not? Place your bets. There was one really close. I haven't crashed into the ground in so long, but there was one really close one there. That one spooked me a little bit.
Head Operations has issued an emergency order for a reconnaissance mission to be conducted near the border. You will be monitoring the airspace B7.
Dissian volunteered.
Currently under Belkan control.
Yeah.
Strong opposition is expected by enemy squadrons.
I still,
and the presence
to this
of a magnetic
day,
field has been detected, which may interfere with communications.
hold on. I could probably just get my answer on the wiki.
This will not be a walk in the park.
I still
B7R
was
airspace
never
is
really
located above
clear
an area
on
rich in subterranean resources, where many conflicts have been
on-
fought in the past. You're authorized to engage enemy planes upon contact. The time has come for your skills to be tested.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I just got my clarity. I was like, so he was uploaded into the system, right? Like the electrosphere. But then who was the body double? I was always like, who the fuck was the body double? Like, why is there just a second Dissian walking around? Who is that? I just got my answer on the wiki. When he's screaming, like, that's not me in that scene. Apparently it is. That's the real Dissian. She made a copy of his intellect and uploaded it into the electrosphere. But the actual person, like themselves, doesn't get uploaded. It makes like a one-to-one copy of their conscience that gets uploaded. So the Dissian that you work with throughout the game is actually the copy. Interesting. That's a little cooler, to be honest. Give me an Ace Combat collection on Steam and my life is yours. And please do it better than the Metal Gear Master Collection.
Airspace B7R,
Preferably.
aka the Round Table.
Could you imagine if
The
Bandai,
grand stage where we pilots performed.
never mind.
We were all on an equal footing, fighting under the same conditions.
I was gonna say, could you
affiliation,
imagine if they
ranks
did
to
more of
hindrance.
those like classic
Aces
collections
from
though?
Every nation crisscrossed through those skies
I'm
in pursuit
scratching
of
the
their
never mind now. I'm gonna
superiority.
just yap
The
about it
only rule of
anyway.
engagement
Like, how
was
much money do you think they
to
could make
survive.
off of selling the old Ace Combats? Plus,
Galm Team, this is Eagle Eye.
what's it called?
Penetrate B7R and get a feel for the surroundings.
I don't know, Ridge Racer?
This kind of job is what we're all about.
When's the last time they did anything with that? Might as well just use it.
Enemies on radar. Exercise caution. Something wrong with the IFF?
Oh my god, there's something in my eye. I'm trying to ignore it. And just fly.
Seems they're onto us. Galm
To get
Team,
players up to speed. Well, I mean, as much as like Ace Combat lore is there, it's not like what's it called? It's not one of those series where you have to like be caught up on the story to play. You know what I mean? Because for the most part, the games don't really overlap in terms of like narrative. 7 actually probably has like the most overlap, weirdly. Since that's what we're talking about specifically. But like, yeah. Oh yeah, then I remember this isn't exactly a continuity series. Yeah, like the lore is there. And a lot of people really like it, but it's not one of those series where it's like, oh yeah, you have to have played like Ace Combat 4 before Ace Combat 7. You just don't. You'll catch like a tiny nod, but you really don't. 5, 0, and 7 are the only ones, probably. Even then, I might argue that you don't need 0 in there either. And I know that might sound a little crazy, but hear me out, okay? I'm gonna say some things. I feel like the only real thing that 0 has that like connects it to the narrative of 5, aside from like having Pops in here as a character that you can come across maybe, is like the nuke drop scene. And aside from that, it doesn't really actually connect to the other games much at all. Unless I'm just like absolutely spacing something major. I feel like that's genuinely the case. Like 5, you know, you've got the President Harling. I almost forgot his name. Holy shit. You've got President Harling, right? Who's like fairly, and even then 5 and 7, to be honest. Yeah. There's not a ton of connection between those two either, now that I'm really thinking about it. Like, you got President Harling, Edge has like a voice line at the end of the game, and the space elevator. And really that's it, right? Unless, again, I'm forgetting something crazy. The description says day 36. God damn it. My tool isn't updating the description. God damn it. I can fix it. Isn't it weird that Harling was still president? I don't really know what, what's it called? What country OSHA is supposed to be, or sorry, OSIA seems to be the new way that we're supposed to say it. Like, all the newer games have started saying OSIA. I'm just, what's it? You know, I played in order, so for me, like Ace Combat 4, they call it OSHA and Aruja. So that's typically how I say them, because that's how I learned them. Kind of depends. Because maybe they just don't have term limits the way that we do. Swear, this much revenge on the game. Look, I'm not, like, I don't have like a vendetta against 0. I'm just genuinely, I think that 0 gets a lot of, I think 0 is great. Hold on, disclaimer, I like 0, okay? I still gave it a really high score. I've enjoyed this run of 100%ing it more than I enjoyed 100%ing 5. But I think that 0 kind of gets put up on this pedestal that a lot of the time, there's like some, I'm trying to find a way to word it. It almost feels like people just try to find a way to like love every single little detail about 0. But like 0 has its issues. And 0, I don't know. Like, I like 0 a lot, but I don't like it as much as I like 4 or 7, or I probably like it about as much as 5. but it's kind of like a give and take thing there. Like, I think Zero's campaign is better gameplay wise, but I think that 5 has like a more kind of complete experience, if that makes sense. Like 5 feels like more of a well-rounded package, like overall. If you replay 5 over and over again, like back to back to back, it wears on you pretty quickly. It's not the most replayable game by any means. But if you were just to like do one quick run through of 5 after not having played it for like a couple years, and then one quick run through of 0 after not having played it for a couple years, I feel like 5 just has that little something that I can't really quite put my finger on, but it feels like 0 doesn't have that same little something. It's like they both have different qualities that make them better than the other in certain respects. You know what I mean? 5's got some stuff that 0 doesn't have. 0's got some stuff that 5 doesn't have. I like 0's, like some of the best parts of 0 are all gameplay related, so it wins a lot of points for me in that regard. I like the Ace style stuff. I thought 0 was mid compared to 4. I still think 4 is my favorite out of all of them.
Belkan Priority 1.
Genuinely. And that's even after 100%ing it. So it's very unlikely that that opinion changes. Because normally when I 100% the games for stream, after doing like the series run through for videos, typically what happens is I enjoy the games a little less after 100%ing them. Or in the case of like AC5, a pretty moderate amount less after 100%ing them. And I didn't even totally finish. What's it called? I didn't even totally do everything in 5. Like we didn't get every single medal. Or what's it, like Ace paint job. But I did almost everything in 5, and I was so ready to be like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. No more. Mercy, please. Have mercy. Full completion in 5 is a grind, and a lot of it's just painful. Especially because you have to replay some of those really gimmicky missions over and over. What the fuck? Wait, what? We already have aces coming in? What? That's a new one for me? Really? To see if it's above 4 for me. I feel like 7 was close to 4 for me. Like, not far behind. 7's definitely my second favorite. Which I feel like is also controversial. A little bit. At least just from what I've gathered of the community through like my own comment section and stream chat and everything. I feel like 7 being above 2 of the 3 PS2 trilogy games for me is a spicy take. But I like 7 a lot. It feels good. The story's iffy, but most Ace Combat games have an iffy story, in my opinion. Ooh, machine gun, ow. Level gimmicks are entertaining without being like, oh my god, I don't want to do this. Why are you making me do this? And I think 7 has probably my favorite soundtrack on the whole. I feel like 0 has some bangers that are such bangers that like they're just some of my favorite Ace Combat songs. Like the track 0 is like a top 2 at least, maybe my favorite Ace Combat track individually, right? But 7 has a lot of bangers. That one guy Ace Combat 7 killed his family. Yeah, the guy, I don't know if he still goes back. I could probably look. He doesn't leave like new comments, but he could still be replying to people on it. Because YouTube Studio, I don't see replies easily on YouTube Studio. Like I have to go out of my way to check for them. I don't get like notified of them. Just the way that the system is set up. So it's possible that he's still... Man, it's so much easier as soon as you whip out the missiles, huh? That he's still replying to people who are leaving new comments, and I just haven't seen him around. Or maybe he's just, you know, he's gotten it all out of his system. Maybe he's healed a bit. Maybe he just needed someone to talk to, you know? If you don't know the context, there's just one guy, like, who across all of the Ace Combat reviews I did, he, like, in every comment of the entire series, like, he would leave a comment every video. And it would be like, here's this thing that I like about this game. You know what game doesn't do this? Ace Combat 7. And then the Ace Combat 7 video, I eventually get to it and I really like the game. And he left like, maybe like 5 to 10 comments on the AC7 video about like each individual thing that I liked. He was like, here's why you're wrong. In separate comments. And they were all long. They were all like small essays. And then he was also, like anyone else in the comments who had positive things to say, he was replying to them and arguing with them and telling them why the game is shit. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. This guy has like, I think in total he has like more than 100 comments across all of my videos, including like replies, because YouTube includes those. I have a similar situation currently with the Metal Gear videos. There's one specific guy who does pretty much the exact same thing in regards to Metal Gear Solid 5 on my Metal Gear videos. And he has well over 100 comments. I know for sure. Because like a while ago, he left one comment that was just like a whole essay about why specifically my videos are terrible. And then I like clicked on his name and YouTube's like, oh yeah, 100 plus comments on the channel. And I was like, oh my God. This is like the most genuine, unironic hate watcher I have, is this guy. But he does the same thing on the Metal Gear videos currently in regards to MGS5. Like every single video, he's like, this part of this game is good. Unlike Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which is awful. Dog shit. He also repeatedly says that it's not canon. With the reason pretty much being, I don't want it to be because I don't like the game. Hold on, I was going to the AC7 video. I don't remember having much of that with Armored Core. I was trying to think if I had one like commenter like that who I repeatedly recognized, who was just like a total hate watcher, and I don't remember there being one. Actually, no, there was one. Yeah, I've had like one commenter like this for every review series. The Metal Gear one is the most like outwardly aggressive. The Metal Gear one, like, directly towards me and not even just, like, the games or people who enjoy the games. Like, a lot of aggression just directly at me individually. He's probably the most outspoken of the bunch so far. But yeah, I've had, like, one of these commenters, like, per review series. No. It seems like I'm looking at like I sorted the AC7 video comments by newest first.
and Ocean coalition forces launch a joint campaign. The collective strategic military force of the two armies will be referred to as the Allied.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's been around for like the last month.
Offensive campaign number 4101. The objective of this operation is to secure a sea
I think he
transit
got it out of
for the
his
Allied
system.
forces. To secure this channel, the Belkan forces
It would
occupying
seem.
the Futuro Canal must be cleared out. You will be given a choice of missions in this joint operation. Offensive campaign number 4101 will be
It's just
comprised of the
boring?
following
What's just
3
boring?
air missions. First, there is Operation
Oh.
Galmicos. This is an air-to-air surface operation whose objective is to wipe out Belka's
Wait,
air
what?
squadron, port facilities, and
AC7?
surface weapons.
Boring? I feel like AC7 is like the most fun I had
This
with
is
any of the
an
Ace
service
Combat
operation
games since I played
whose
4. At
objective
least
is to
the
wipe
first
out
run
Belka's
through, I
fleet,
mean.
its port facilities and surface
Like when I played AC7, it was the first time that I was really like, oh my god, this game fucking rocks since like AC4.
whose objective is to protect
Oh,
the
the
Navy
hate
vessels
comment. It's just
OC's
boring.
third fleet,
Yeah, I don't get
including
it.
its state-of-the-art
Because like with
aircraft carrier,
both,
which
or I
will
guess
remain
like all
in
3 of
flight.
these guys,
Fierce
across
resistance by
the
Belkan
respective
forces
series,
suspected in all 3 missions. Choose carefully which
it's
one
like
you wish to
it's a
participate.
interesting level of commitment to it to like go back to the video like genuinely once every couple days and just read through like all the new comments and reply to them. Like I do that, but like it's my video. Like you know, I do it out of like I want everyone who comments, like I want to see all of it, so I like read through and reply to stuff every couple days or so. But to do it just because you dislike the game so much is crazy to me. Because, like, surely my videos aren't the only ones they do that on either, you know what I mean? Like, there's just the odds of that being the case where I'm the only one whose videos they do that to. Those odds are pretty small, if you ask me. It's just, there's no way. Hold on, actually on my phone, I have a way better chance of... I was gonna go to the Metal Gear one, because I don't think I've shared the comments from this guy at all on streams. But like, holy moly. It's been getting, like, it's been progressively going downhill. Like, it gets more and more directly aggressive with each comment. It doesn't do exactly what I was hoping it would do. And at least last I tried, YouTube kind of broke the thing in YouTube Studio where I can, like, filter comments for a specific person. Yeah, I still can't do it. I still can't do it. Damn it. YouTube, come on. Come on, man. I wish I could. But it's been getting... I mean, at this point, I'll just have to, like, compile them. Like, just screenshot them and save them somewhere to, like, be able to go through them all at some point. But, it's been something. I've been sharing them with like, False. I bet I could go through and get a screenshot of, like, a lot of the wilder ones from there. Because some of them have been... Like, I'm trying to find the right way to describe it. There's, like, such an anger behind the recent ones that it's genuinely kind of like... Holy shit. Like, I'm just talking about video games, man. Calm down. Icaro, thank you for the sub. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
Secure a route of passage for the Allied fleet.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. The one that I just got to, like, open up the little thing where it displays, like, the most recent 3 abbreviated. You guys know the let's talk about it thing that I say every video? It's just one of those, like, little, like, repeat things to kind of... I don't want to call it a catchphrase. I feel like it's corny to call it a catchphrase, but you know what I mean? It's that thing that I say at the start of, like, every video. He time-stamped it, wrote it out as a quote, like the "well, let's talk about it," and he was like, "Wow, you sure do like repeating yourself in that whiny little voice of yours." What? They're getting like more and more aggressive with time. And I probably should compile them because they get pretty funny. Introduction. Yeah, it's like the whole intro varies a lot, but then I always end it with that. It's a catchphrase. It is. I just don't want to call it that. I just don't want to call it that is all. It definitely is. I just don't like referring to it like that. You know, it's like the thing. You know how like content creators more and more in recent years have been like, oh my God, I do not like the word influencer. And I agree, for the record. It's like, we all hate it and we don't want to use it. But like, it's what we are. That's what like, it's what brands still refer to us as. Because that's just the fancy business term for it. And we all hate it. None of us like it. But they still use it. Chat GPT is down. No, how will you write your code without? I'm still so pissed. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be using machine guns. I forgot. I don't know if the ground targets are counting though. I think it might only be air targets. I genuinely am unsure. Say your catchphrase. Well, let's talk about it. You know the thing. But yeah, he doesn't like it. Clearly. You feel like Hawks was a good contestant for the Ace Combat public? I have never played Hawks. Isn't there more than one of them? If I'm not mistaken. I only know of it from people in chat talking about it. I had never heard of it like prior. I missed both of those. I missed both of those. Said the line. Yeah, there's two? I thought so. I thought there was more than one. But hello, Ryden. How are we gonna write stream descriptions? Hey. That's the vidIQ tool, okay? Been using that since before ChatGPT was a thing, all right? vidIQ has like started calling it an AI now, but back when I started using it, it was before like AI was being used as a buzzword for just basic machine learning. I think they called it like generative description tool or something like that back when I first started using it. I hate the AI buzzword so much. Have I ranted about this before? I hate it so much. Because it just makes it sound way fancier than it is. Like, we don't have genuine AI tech. We just don't. We just don't. Like, what we're doing is we're just, like, setting up a system that can take in a data set and, what's it? What's the word I'm looking for? Regurgitate info from it is kind of the best way to put it. The second one was received poorly. I haven't heard amazing things about either of them. I've heard that the first one was solid. Makes the line go up. Yeah, I was trying to explain to my parents, like back when the trend first started, I was trying to explain to them that we don't actually have AI yet. And they were just like, well, then why would they be calling it AI? And I'm like, because it's a marketing term. It makes it sound way cooler and more advanced than it is. And I don't remember which one of my parents was the one that said this. They were like, well, it is AI because otherwise they couldn't call it that. That would be false marketing. I gave up in that moment. I was like, okay. I just gave up. I'm still super pissed though that I graduated college like the year before ChatGPT came around. Not even just because, you know, like everyone is like, oh yeah, I wrote all my papers using ChatGPT and blah, blah, blah. No. I was a game dev student. Do you know what any like computer science or just generally coding heavy degree is doing? They're having ChatGPT write their code for them because it can do that and it can do it well. Do you know how much code I wrote in college? Do you know how many hours I spent sitting there like bashing my head on the table trying to figure shit out in college? And then like the year after I graduate, suddenly there's this tool that just does it for you. Great. Fantastic. I'm so happy for all of you computer science majors. So happy. Totally not jealous at all. AI thermal paste. That's not a thing, is it? Just to clarify, it's only a matter of time until it is. Does it have AMD branding? Hey, watch it. The AMD army is real and they can hurt you, okay? You should hear the shit I get just for mentioning that I have an RTX card. The AMD army is very real. AI thermal paste is real? No, it can't be. Who started it? Who started it? Speaking of my RTX card, you know how I've been saying for ages that I wanted to benchmark my new PC with Red Dead Redemption 2? Because that's like what I could think of as the best looking game that I had. Do you know what the new PC can do? I finally got around to doing it. You know what this absolute unit is capable of? It can run Red Dead Redemption 2 on fully maxed out settings, like absolutely everything maxed out. At like a locked 80 frames. I could keep it stable at like 80 frames. So someday I want to 100% Red Dead 2 again on this behemoth, just because I want to do that. I want to replay that game and see it in all of its glory. All of it. Because that is a good looking game. And when I ran the benchmark, I was like, oh my god, that is a good looking game.
Campaign number 4101 was a success.
It was beautiful.
The Futuro Canal will be a vital stronghold
Absolutely
for the Allied
beautiful.
forces.
It's one of those games where if you get really close to any one thing, it doesn't look that good. But the like broader picture is just stunning. Does give me some solutions, but they almost never work. I tried to do a fancy aim system. ChatGPT can't do it. A fancy aim system. What do you mean by that? What's the stat? Oh, I have a 4080 and a i9 13900K. I had to think for a second. I wanted to say like 9700, but that was my old like i7 CPU in the last build. 1300 or 13900K. Not KF, just K.
The mountain town of
And what's really easy for me to remember, at least currently, is that both of them are like the third best component on the market, respectively. Like third strongest GPU, third strongest CPU on the commercial market. Because I knew that my CPU was the third, and I didn't know about the card. I looked at that like last week also, because I wasn't sure. They're both number 3. So I'll take it. Still totally not cheesed about the new like 40s series update coming out like literally 3 months after I built this.
Good luck.
Definitely not. Not one bit. Bro. What? Hold on. Lego pinged me the article in Discord. Cooler Master introduces colored AI thermal paste. CryoFuse 5 comes with nano diamond technology. Nano diamonds? Really? Fucking nano diamonds? You're kidding me. Hold on. Just released a new line of CryoFuse 5 AI thermal paste that comes in 6 different colors. I hate this so much already. The company uses zinc oxide and aluminum powder to make the colorful thermal paste, while also claiming that it uses nanomolecular technology to deliver stable performance. Oh my god. I can't read this. Like, I'm actually... My brain is dying. I can't... I'm gonna skim and I'm gonna find you the good bits, okay?
Nanomachines, son.
It is nanomachines. Nano diamonds. Nano diamonds, son. Those are certainly words. This is a Japanese company. Oh my god. Really? Hold on. I'm still skimming. I'm trying to find you more good, like, ridiculous bits here. The stability of Cooler Master's colorful thermal paste adds another advantage, especially for overclockers who aim to get the most out of their silicon. If you're one of the few who use liquid nitrogen to cool your PC, you'll appreciate the CryoFuse 5's ability to work from -50 Celsius to 240 Celsius. What? What? Let me tell you something. My CPU is not going to work at 240 Celsius. It's going to melt. It's not gonna work. It's just not. This thing hits like 100 Celsius from time to time and it freaks the fuck out. It starts warning me that I need to like stop doing what I'm doing. I think it force shuts down at like 110, this CPU. I don't know for sure. I've never seen it force shut down. I've never seen it actually just cut it. Though I might someday with the stupid shit that I do. Maybe. I think we would need more fans at 240. Look, if you're hitting 240 Celsius, I don't think fans are doing anything, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. My GPU is frequently at -50 Celsius. Am I dumb or like, -50? -50 Celsius? Is that actually like a number that we can ambient temp at? Because that's crazy. That doesn't seem right to me. That seems like a ridiculous claim. But maybe I'm just not as much of as much of a PC enthusiast as I should be. That seems wrong. That doesn't sound right at all to me. -50 Celsius? I've been outside for... I've told this story before. -20 out in somewhere like Finland. No. I'm saying for like PC components while they're powered on. -50 Celsius? Although also my CPU just runs super hot. These new Intel CPUs, like the one I've got, runs so hot. You have no, like when I say that it's hit 100 and starts to freak out, it hits 100. Granted, I put the CPU through its paces with like video rendering and stuff like that, but you know, it hits 100 with like 7 case fans and a liquid cooling unit. It hits 100. It runs hot. But like I've been outside for the day in like -40 some Fahrenheit, which is actually about the same in Celsius. Like -40 is one of those points where Fahrenheit and Celsius actually match up. And it was a less than 1 minute frostbite warning that day. Like, you couldn't have any skin exposed that day, because if you did, you would get frostbitten within less than a minute. That's how cold it was. You're telling me that this thermal paste is like, oh yeah, -50 Celsius. Surely. Trying to emulate MGS4. Actually, it didn't get too hot when emulating MGS4. My GPU, because RPCS 3 is actually way more GPU heavy than CPU heavy. My GPU was running pretty hard while emulating MGS4 for the video. I think I saw it, I think it was in like the 85-ish% usage range, which is a lot for playing a game from 2008, especially. It was running the GPU pretty hard. And I normally like lock my frame rate. I'm not the kind of guy who leaves every game unlocked to get every last little frame that I can get. I find like a respectable frame rate that I can sit at. I lock it. There's no need to be pushing 100% GPU usage every time I'm using the damn thing. I care about my PC. Like, if I don't need to use all of it, I don't want to use all of it. I don't want to burn the components out. Granted, it takes years to do that, I know, but I don't want to. Who knows how long this 4080 is going to need to last me? I don't know how long it's going to be until I want to upgrade again. I stuck with the 1080 Ti until last year when I bought this thing. You know how much of a jump it was to go from a 1080 to a 4080? Big. Apple-scented thermal paste. What the fuck? Japan? I'm just getting sent the most ridiculous PC shit in Discord now. To be honest, wait. Apple-scented thermal paste? So is that like... Is that just like a stupid gimmick where it's gonna smell like apples like when I build the PC and then I'm never gonna smell it again? Or is that like when my CPU starts to run hot, will I get like the scent of apples in my room? Because honestly, maybe. If it's like, yeah, when your CPU runs hot, you're gonna be able to smell like the apple scent. I might have to import some of that. That sounds kind of nice, actually. That sounds kind of nice. I won't lie to you. That would be kind of neat.
Missile evaded. Those chutes are going to be shot full of holes. Initiate anti-aircraft fire.
Redline that CPU. Hey. Right now, Intel, in terms of raw performance, is sitting at the top of the CPU market with these newer ones. The price for how much you're getting out of the CPU is a whole other discussion to have. But I don't want to hear any slander about CPUs from Intel right now. Because right now, they're sitting at the top. That's why I bought one of these. When I build a PC, I future-proof the shit out of it. I go all out, build something crazy, and then I don't upgrade for like 4 or 5 years. That's my PC strat. That's the way I do it. I just get like the top shelf shit one time, and then I don't upgrade at all for like 4 years. Although this one, like there were a couple things. Then why are AMD CPUs outselling theirs like crazy? Because of price. AMD has way better budget CPUs right now. But Intel, if you're going for like a high-end build, Intel will get you more performance, just raw performance. It's just that you pay for it. I don't remember how much my CPU costs. I don't remember many of the individual component costs other than like the graphics card, just because I ordered them all at once. So they kind of blurred together a little bit. Most games? That's just... Is that true? I don't think that's true. Because the 14. I really feel like that's not true. And then don't upgrade for 10 years. It depends on what you're playing, right? It really depends on what you're playing. Because, like, I do play a lot of old games, but I also try to keep up with, like, the brand new stuff. And when I do, especially because doing YouTube now, I'm like, yeah, I want the games to look as good as they can for when I'm doing, like, videos, streams, whatever. So I'm probably, honestly, I'm more likely to upgrade, you know, like, 2028 this time than I would have been before, just for that. But if you're playing, like, mostly older stuff, some newer stuff, but not a ton, yeah, I can see where you might just, you know, not upgrade. Who needs it? I can play Turok just fine, thank you very much. Though it has been really cool to, the most that I've pushed this computer so far has actually been from emulating stuff for videos. Because MGS4, I emulated the whole thing for my footage for that review. Beautiful footage. Beautiful footage. I'm still not over it. Came out great. But the other one was, Gen 5 Armored Core I emulated for those videos too, both of them. And those, like, 3 games are where I've actually pushed this computer the hardest so far in terms of just getting stuff to run. Like, hilariously, you know, Armored Core 6, maxed out, ray tracing, blah, blah. Nowhere near as much strain on the system as playing Armored Core 5. Nowhere near. You know, that good old Gen 7 emulation. Man, you'd think for how much I sit here and talk about games all day that I would be able to keep the console gens straight without needing to pause and think. Wait, yeah, Gen 7, 7th gen, right? Wait. The original PlayStation was 5th gen, right? Or was it 4th? Oh, fuck. I might not even have it straight after thinking about it. Oh, there's a plane out there. I know what that means. It's only in the garage, though. I swear. It's weird, because a lot of people say that, and I don't notice much of a difference between having it on or off in gameplay, but the performance is significantly different with ray tracing on in gameplay. I don't know if that's FromSoft's shitty engine or not, but just having it on does take a pretty big hit to the performance in gameplay. So it makes me think that it's actually on. I don't know if it's on, but the performance hit is like, maybe? Because it's noticeable. Come here.
You'll never find a group of soldiers with more pride than them.
My God. I have never been outmaneuvered by an A10 so much in my life. PS1 is 5th gen. Okay, thank God. Because that's how I normally do it. I always think, like, okay, if PS1 was 5th gen, then, you know, I go from there. And for a second, I was like, wait a second, maybe it was 4th gen. And I worried myself. It's way hotter. Dude, this CPU runs so hot. When I'm rendering videos out, it legitimately hits 100. Like, consistently. It just hits 100 every time when I'm rendering. Without fail. Renders the video really quickly. Like, I'm rendering out, you know, like hour-long Metal Gear videos with, you know, a lot of edits and cuts and all that, like the whole way through. And the video is rendering out in like an hour. It's rendering really quickly. But it runs really hot to do it. A lot of layering, too. I use a lot of video layers when I edit. Holy shit, this A10. Never in my life. Like, I'm really struggling here. I'm just gonna go missiles, I think. Because I fly better in 3rd person. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. He straightened out. Oh, beautiful. Or 3rd, and you can count from there. The PS1 is easiest for me. Because that's, you know, PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I just know that the first one starts at Gen 5, it's easy. Because, you know, from there you can get, like, Xbox, Dreamcast, blah, blah. GameCube. What gen does the Switch belong to? Genuine question. Do we throw the Switch in with the 8th or the 9th gen? Probably the 8th, right? But I don't know, because it came out, like, right in the middle. I would hope that we're bundling it with Gen 8. Can you imagine, like, just, if we are calling it a 9th gen, just the way that Nintendo's performance stacks up this gen is devious. I swear, the plane just turns faster in 3rd person. Can't just be me. Like, as soon as I turn on the 3rd person cam, I pull around, like, immediately. I don't know if it's just a fluke thing. That thing barely qualifies as 7th. Yeah, but because of when it came out, it's going to be either 9th or 8th gen. Which one is it, like, officially lumped in with? I would assume 8th, but I could see it getting lumped in with 9th. Wikipedia has it listed as the 9th. Holy shit. That's brutal. I feel like it's more... Yeah, it's kind of weird. Because it legitimately came out dead in the center, right? Like, that console gen started... 8th gen, I mean. Started in 2013. Ended in 2020. The Switch came out in 2017, so it actually came out in the later half. Right? Regardless of, you know, the chipset and everything that's in it. You know, console gens are defined by, like, the time they come out. So, it's a weird one, in all fairness. Wait, when did the Wii U come out? Because that would have been, like, 2011 or 12? I think 12, right? I never owned a Wii U. I'm spitballing here based on loose memory. It was either 11 or 12. 2012. Yeah, because then that would be like 8th gen, right? Because it's only 1 year before the rest of 8th gen. Man, that only makes it weirder. Nintendo, we gotta figure this shit out, man. You guys scared to compete with the toilet seat or something? You shouldn't be, to be honest. Nintendo starts and ends the 8th gen. It's so weird, right? Because if we do, like, I would say that Switch more reasonably sits in 8th gen. Especially because they're bringing out a new Switch soon. But then again, you know, we're already more than halfway through 9th gen. And the new Switch isn't out yet. So that could easily get lumped into 10th gen. That's so weird to try to...
All enemy forces near Solus Ortis have been eliminated. The rest is up to the ground forces. Galm Team, mission complete. Return to base.
They're scared to compete with the humidifier. The toilet seat? Yeah, that's boomer. A lot of people, including myself, affectionately refer to the original PlayStation as like the toilet seat, the toilet bowl, whatever. You pop the disc drive open, and it, yeah. If you know, you know. Like, I can't explain it to you otherwise. It's just when you open the disc thing, I don't even like. It feels weird to call it a disc drive. You pop open the little like disc lid on the top. It looks like a toilet. I don't know why I referred to like modern PlayStation as the toilet seat, but that's where that came from. Feels like the worst in a while. Why are we already more than halfway through? It is like, in terms of both of the systems and like their first party stuff, it really is like, wait, we're more than halfway through the generation already? What? Like, you guys haven't even put anything out yet. We're only just getting into gear. The Jaguar CD. I've never heard people refer to the Jaguar as the toilet seat, toilet bowl, whatever. But I've heard it a lot for the PS1. I can't remember where I first picked that up. But yeah. There are like no prominent 9th gen games besides 7 Rebirth. Not exclusives. But there's a ton of, like, I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Like, 2023 will probably go down as, like, one of those years in, like, gaming history that was just so crazy stacked with absolute bangers. Like, there were so many good games last year. So many. In terms of, like, the system exclusives, it's been a really slow gen, but just games in general have been pretty good the last, like, 3 years. Right? Never expected the PS3 disease to be hereditary and also skip a generation. And also contagious. Xbox caught it too. Xbox caught it a whole console ago, and they're still trying to deal with it. At least I'm not the one shitting on the PS3 this time. Makes me feel a little better about it. I'm always the guy making PS3 jokes. 2021 was the worst. 2021 was really slow. Like, it wasn't one of the worst in terms of, like, a ton of bad games came out. It was just, like, nothing really came out. But man, 22 was pretty good. 20 was pretty good. 23 was crazy good. PS5 has no games. How many, like, exclusives do they even have left now because of, like, PC releases? I'm gonna take Ragnarok off of the list because the PC port is only, like, 2 months away, for the record, okay? So how many actual exclusives does the PS5 have right now? I googled PS5 exclusive games, okay? Let me bang these out, okay? Here's what I got as a result. I'm just gonna run through them. Horizon Forbidden West on PC. Returnal on PC. Destruction All-Stars? What even is that? Vehicular combat game? Okay, Okay, that's an exclusive. Never heard of it, but sure. Death Stranding on PC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Ragnarok is on PC. Last of Us Part 1 is on PC. Ghostwire Tokyo, day 1 PC release. Gran Turismo 7. Deathloop, day 1 PC release. Rise of the Ronin, I think is still PS5 only. Yeah, PS5 exclusive. Rise of the Ronin. Final Fantasy 16. Helldivers 2, PC day 1. Ghost of Tsushima is a PS4 game for the record. Doesn't matter. Not day 1. Is on PC now. Stray, day 1 PC. Stellar Blade, still there. Fair enough, but they're working on a PC release. But no release date yet, so I'll give it to them. We got like 6. And one of them I had never even heard of until just now. So really, we got like 5. I totally expect... Oh, no, they've announced they're working on a PC port. They officially are making a PC port already. It's just a matter of how long it takes them. But they're already on the PC port. 2 of them are Astro games. Actually, one of the Astro Boy games came over already. One of them is an Astro game. Okay. Now that we have this, we finally have all of them. I know that people were saying, like, play the gauntlet, play the gauntlet. I kind of want to save it. It's the best year in history, said a bunch of 10-year-olds. In terms of gaming, 2023 is really good. I don't think in history, but I think, like, since 2010 or, like, 2013. Yeah. Like, it's really... It's like a top 5 gaming year. Probably. At least it's a top 5 in my lifetime. I don't know about going back into like early 90s, the 80s, but definitely for what I've been around for, top 5. Definitely. Great gaming year if you aren't a dev. I mean, I wasn't working in the industry last year, so great for me. This year has been the worst before what's it called? Or sorry, no, this year, sorry, I read the word before out of chat. This year has been the worst for layoffs by far. Like in the entire history of the industry. This is actually already the worst year, and we're only like halfway through the calendar year. Like, we are officially beyond the point of this year has the most layoffs ever seen in the gaming industry, and we've only gotten 6 months into the year so far. It's probably only going to continue with that trend. It's going to be hard to beat this year, most likely. So I actually have, like, a whole page of aces here. I need to pull up the aces wiki page. Hold on. I need my list. Thankfully, the numbers match up. So I'm missing number 26. It's the first one I'm missing. What? Oh, mission 4B appears after all ground targets have been destroyed before the naval targets are destroyed or neutralized. Okay. Okay. Hope that turns into a bajillion indie studios popping up. Well, indie games are getting like more and more just play too nowadays. Like, more people are playing indie games compared to years ago, right? There have been so many huge indie successes in the last few years that like beat out the AAA industry. Like the majority. They're not beating out like Call of Duty, obviously, but like you know what I mean.
The collective strategic
Like
military
indie games that are getting up to the top of like sales for a certain year.
The campaign will be called Offensive Campaign Number 41.
You see my previous? I know about the Mobius 1 fight. Everyone and their mom has told me about the Mobius 1 fight. I kind of want to save the gauntlet for the end. It feels right.
You will be given a choice of missions in this joint operation.
Because we're sick of AAA bullshit. I mean, AAA bullshit is kind of in a weird spot. I think single player games for the most part are really good right now.
This is an air-to-air operation.
Aside from like, you know, the whole budget to profit disaster that's happening right now, causing all the layoffs. Single player games in terms of actual quality, once they're out to the players, are mostly pretty good right now. The multiplayer side of the industry is like as bad as it's ever been right now, and they are fucking suffocating. But single player is eating great right now. Indie stuff is just kind of coming out with like great ideas and not launching at premium prices, right? Like great ideas, great execution, and not being premium priced, right? Like I think of Hades. I bought for like 20 bucks. And Hades kicked ass. Hold on a second. Hold on a damn second. Can I only buy planes in the campaign? How long until we get an actually good AA, AAA racing game again? When was the last time I heard about like a racing game being really well received? It was probably like Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon 3 or 4? Question mark? Five. Oh my god, there's 5 of them now. Yeah, I guess Forza Horizon 5 would have been like the last time that I remember hearing good things about a racing game. I know the new Forza Motorsport was apparently really bad. Right? I heard not good things about the new Forza Motorsport. Horizon 3 probably. Horizon 5 seems to have, and 4, both seem to have really good critic and user reviews. About the same as 3. So yeah, like Horizon 5, I guess. Forza Motorsport's a buggy scam. Yeah, I heard something about that. I heard that it was a shit show. Aside from that, like I've got some buddies who are really into racing games, and they mostly just play like Assetto Corsa and stuff like that still. Like stuff that's been out for a long time, but that kind of lives on through modding scenes and stuff like that.
Eliminate the threat north of the canal.
About a non-simulation racing game. Isn't Horizon like not simulation, or is it still really sim heavy? I don't know. I'm not a Forza fan. My understanding was that like the motorsport games were more sim heavy, but then the Horizon games were supposed to be way more like casual and what's it called? Casual and like arcadey. Simcade. Like Ace Combat then? I don't know. Ace Combat I feel like it's just arcadey. Like it's kind of called Simcade, but I feel like it's just pure arcade. Oh, realistic handling model fantasy. That kind of makes sense. I can see that. I still need to shoot down more with the machine gun. Oh. I should have been looking at my radar. Real cars, real physics, but more casual. Okay. Kind of like Need for Speed used to be. Horizon 4 and 5 received criticism for not really innovating. Man, it's a racing game. What can we even do at this point that we haven't done? I don't know, maybe I just am that unfamiliar with the genre. I feel like that's a genre that would be like impossible to innovate in at this point. Maybe that's why like really good racing games are kind of slowing down. Like I don't hear about many more waifus. Did we just throw fucking anime gotcha girls in there? When I just pulled up like OpenCritic to look at like Forza Horizon to see which one the last one that I had heard about was, front page, that new gotcha game from the people who made like Genshin and stuff apparently has like an 82 aggregate score. So fuck my life. I'm gonna be hearing more about gotcha games for the next couple years. Oh my god. Oh my god! Holy shit! Maybe I shouldn't do this on Ace. Maybe I shouldn't do this on Ace. Good lord above.
Galm Team, commence operation. Eliminate the threat north of the canal.
Don't let the gotcha get ya. I've talked about it before. I tried Genshin when it came out because I had some friends in college at the time who really were having a great time playing Genshin. I thought it was fine. I didn't play much of it. Like I didn't actively dislike it, but I was just kind of like, yeah, this just isn't my thing. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna play a ton of it, but it's fine. Does Ace only appear on Ace? No, it's any difficulty for this one. You just have to do it like this specifically. You have to do the air targets only before shooting any of the ships. So it's just an Ace that I didn't get because I would have gone for the ships like immediately. It's just my instinct for a mission like this. I'll get back to the machine gun stuff when I'm not doing a mission like this where a barrage of missiles coming my way every second. I only need 50, so I can get to it later. We've got time. And I already got a ton of them today, just grinding the machine gun kills. It's definitely aerial targets only for that machine gun medal, though, considering that I haven't gotten it yet. Because I've shot way more than 50 with the machine gun today. Just a lot of those have been ground targets. I was waiting to see if more would show up. That's still not the Ace. Oh, come on, Sam. No. Let it go. Booyah. Do the air targets only uses a bomber craft. Hey, you see these? Sam's. It's both. Both. A fan of this of Ace Combat? Yeah. Definitely. Not like mega super fan, but fan, yeah. I wouldn't still be playing it if I didn't like it. Do I shoot them now? Do I shoot the ships now, I guess? Surely?
Missile evaded. Locked on.
Oh, hold on. Now there's more air targets.
Our bridge has suffered extensive damage. We're going down. All hands retreat.
I might have just fucked it up.
Warning, the enemy's tracking you on radar. Our squadron has taken some damage. Enemy ships are showing fierce resistance. Missile inbound. Move your jet, Cipher.
Ow.
If we can sink those ships, this battle
Do I want to pilot a jet IRL? No. You seen the amount of nosedives on these streams? Hell no. Oh shit, that missile's coming from there.
Target hit. The main engine is down. Unable to advance. Cipher, don't underestimate the Belkans. They'll do anything it takes to protect that canal. Fire! Fire! Give it everything we've got.
Some things are best left only simulated.
We would hit port side. We're going down.
Like me flying planes. Definitely. We should not try to live out that reality.
The enemy's tracking you on radar.
It would be a really bad idea.
Target hit. Missile evaded.
Oh, now we got more air targets. Man, they just take forever to spawn, it seems like. If I do have to wait for, like, all of these aren't the pilots I'm looking for.
Locked on.
These are aces. They're not the ones I'm here for.
Special weapons are almost gone.
That's fine.
Fox 2. Fox 2. Missile hit. Radar lock.
I don't want my balls crushed by the G-forces. Oh, yeah, the G-force is also a thing that I forget to even consider.
Target hit. Enemy fleet has been eliminated. Continue to engage the ground forces.
Beat the game in a Nighthawk.
They're lined up nice and pretty. Enemy armored vehicle destroyed.
Oh, dude, I tried to look into, like, how to mod the original Armored Core.
Locked on.
I genuinely could not find, like, a single resource on the subject. I feel like the only way that I would be able to get any sort of idea about how that happens would be to talk to someone who has experience modding Armored Core.
Shoot on the target.
And I know that, the guy who made the dual analog mod for all the old gen games watches the channel. So maybe I could, actually. I could probably make that happen. I think I could. I feel like I can make that happen.
The Galm Team is
Now that I'm thinking about it,
forces. Other planes go join them.
probably. What about me?
Locked on.
The what's it? Who shaves their balls? The Ace Combat audience would be out of the loop on this one. It was during an Elden Ring stream. Someone in my chat just, like, kind of out of the blue, like unprompted, just said who shaves their balls in all caps. And it was really funny. Just so, like, what? That people were memeing it for like a few days after the fact, and now there's an Easter egg in the bot where the bot randomly will bring it up.
Missile hit.
Vroom vroom.
Keep it up. Just a little bit longer.
That's definitely the sound a jet engine makes.
He's firing at me. I'll evade it. Alter 5. Incoming missile. Missile.
Elden Ring DLC has been so good. That was just absurdly good timing. I don't know. Whoa, I was not looking at the screen. Wow, that was sketchy. Oh, I should add in an Easter egg for something along the lines of like, stop talking and play the game. Because that was another random chat message that I was just like, what? Definitely has a button. No. No. Then you have this one that makes it feel like a panic attack. This thing, you know, it's not the most maneuverable, but he gets the job done.
The Belkan fleet and ground forces have been eliminated. Nice work, Galm Team. This should make your next operation a whole lot easier.
Oh no, I'm stupid. Oh. I was supposed to shoot the ground targets before the naval targets, not the air targets.
Operation Roundhammer was
I feel dumb.
It goes without saying that your actions greatly contributed
Okay,
to
so I do get paid credits doing this. But I can't access the shop from free mission. Oh, Chole. Well, to be fair, we did get new aces. Those two were new. We just got the skin for them. So I'll take it. We come here to watch someone play better than an 8-year-old with an unplugged controller. Better? You come here for that? So I have to go into the campaign. You're supposed to entertain me while I eat dinner. Yeah, the not talking kind of entertainment, just plain go boom. Plane crashes into the ground, no comment. I have nothing to add. I could buy a Griffin, and I probably am going to. Now that that's an option, I want it. I was like, maybe something else. No. Absolutely not. I'll save for this. So I'm gonna have to save after I buy stuff. And dick jokes. It got held. But yes, and dick jokes. See, that seems more reasonable. I feel like you're coming to the right place now. Personally. Free mission, ace. I don't need to do these on ace. I realize that. But, you know. Why would I not? I'm a gamer. Enough. Where's my gripping? That was a self-control moment. My brain almost just... I'm fine. Kind of like the mercenary one the best. I like that camo. I do not like RCL, but I'll deal with it. Came completely piece by piece and a manual on how to build it. How do I do this? To talk about how bad the industry is, like every rapper for the past 20 years. Man, the games industry is just in a rough spot right now. We're genuinely, you know, not to be the guy who brings it up, but the industry is legitimately expecting a crash in the next few years. If you haven't been hearing that, like that's a real expectation. It's just the way that things are being managed right now is not sustainable, and like the layoffs this year are kind of the beginning of that inevitable crash that's coming. see it happening anytime now. Yeah, it really is like within the next 2 or 3 years, it's kind of just expected to happen. Unfortunately. I really like the camo on this. Just a good old camouflage pattern. That's all I need sometimes. Or like the Herald of AAA Ragnarok. We might get good games at a consistent level at a game. No. Because the quality of the games is not affecting the layoffs at all. Like, you know, biggest, most extreme example from this year so far, but like, seriously. Tango Gameworks got shuttered. Less than a year after releasing Hi-Fi Rush, which was a very loved game by fans and critics alike. Won Game of the Year awards. Just didn't sell enough for Microsoft to keep Tango around. So they shuttered Tango. And if, you know, if Hi-Fi Rush isn't like something that was really on your radar, Tango also did like The Evil Within. I'm trying to remember. They had a lot of games outside of Hi-Fi Rush. They kind of did just a variety of games over the last few years. Had no idea how to run the games industry. I know. It really, it's shocking. But yeah, things have kind of been going in this direction for a while. It's just things were kind of seeming sustainable for a bit. Like we weren't really seeing the signs quite yet. Now we're really seeing the signs. Like it's coming, and it's coming probably pretty soon. On the summer sale alone, I bought a few things on the summer sale. A lot of really good stuff, like Metal Gear Survive. You know, only the best stuff. Only the best. Bye-bye EA. No, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the biggest perpetrators in the sense of like, you know, games that are way over budget to the point where they just can't make profit, those are actually the companies that are going to survive. They're just too big to fail. Like Microsoft, Sony, EA, I was about to say Activision, but they're just under Microsoft's umbrella now. Ubisoft, all of those companies are going to be perfectly fine. The companies that are going to fall apart and probably get shut down are all of the studios under those publishers, whether those are good studios or not. So you're going to see shutdowns for like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. You're going to see a lot of instances like the Tango shutdown, where you'll see studios that put out great games, like really beloved games, that might not sell the best. Those studios are the studios that are going to get shut down when the crash comes. All of your like big mass market sort of stuff is going to be just fine. But stuff that's like really good, just doesn't sell amazingly, that's where you're going to see things kind of come undone. So, you know, in terms of Microsoft, like Treyarch is going to be super safe. Call of Duty, right? They're going to be super safe. Criterion in Turn 10. Fuck, what have they even been putting out? Doing just fine after shutting down all their studios aside from one. How will publishers make money with no devs left? Less studios means less that they have to fund, and they still have their their libraries, regardless of whether the studio still exists or not, right? Like every Kojima Productions game, Konami still has those and can still release those. Master Collection Volume 2 is right around the corner. Like Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, they're about to put out a new release of it in the next like year-ish. And they're just gonna print money off of absolute minimal investment. Like they just need to get it running on Steam and like PS5 and stuff, and then boom, print money. Oh, Need for Speed. Turn 10 is Forza. Forza sells really well. Forza will probably be fine. Turn 10 will be fine, I would think. In terms of Microsoft stuff, like the Coalition, the Coalition is at risk. They have a new title coming out, so it kind of depends how that goes. But I would say that they are very at risk. Man, I'm trying to think. Microsoft has so much under them that just hasn't released anything in recent years, which is why they had that banger showcase. Bethesda is probably going to be fine, I would think. I think Bethesda's kind of too big for them to lose. Like, id Software will 100% be fine. Doom sales are fantastic, and they don't even spend that much on the budgets. Maybe Microsoft's not my best example. I can now think of like a Microsoft studio that just hasn't been doing amazing sales-wise. Maybe because the only ones on my radar are the ones that are doing really well right now. I'm really trying to think here. And the worst part is like all of the good examples that I would have had, like Tango. Tango would have been an amazing example. Arcane Lion, or sorry, not Lion. Why do I always say that? Arcane Austin would have been an amazing example. Actually, Arcane Lion, and I know it's Leon. I'm American. Arcane Lion might genuinely be at risk. Like Melty said it, and you're probably right. Because like Deathloop reviewed amazingly. I don't necessarily agree, but like Deathloop got 10 out of 10s across the board, right? Didn't sell that great though. So if their next title, which their next title is a Blade game, actually, I was about to say like it's a Marvel tie-in, so they'll be fine.
Operation Round Hammer was a success.
Oh, will they?
It goes without saying that your actions
It's
greatly
Blade.
contributed to the overall
Like
success
Marvel,
of the
yeah,
campaign
but
4101.
Blade.
The acquisition of this sea
Not
proved to
a
be an
super
invaluable
well-known
resource
Marvel
for our
character, like outside of people who are into Marvel. You know what I mean? Like into comic culture and stuff like that. So there's a chance that that game doesn't sell super well. Yeah, the other half of Arcane could go. The main half. It's more than half. In all honesty, it's like the other 2/3. I'm American equals free pass to mispronounce everything. Well, it's just American accent. Like I could do like the proper. I'm trying to think of a good example outside of Leon, but my brain right now. I could go out of my way to like throw on whatever accent to pronounce a non-English word. But I don't want to do that. I'm also trying to remember where the fuck. It's in Assault Records, right? All the aces? Yes. Okay, we're missing number 30 now. Like Americans butchered Chile. You mean child? It's not an accent, it's just wrong. Well, we just don't say it like that. Like it's spelled a way that we would pronounce it lion. Phonetically, I mean. Because it uses the same alphabet. That doesn't help, right? Okay. Number 30 appears in 4A if all 4 jammers are disabled in the first 2 minutes of the mission. What word? Lyon. Like the city in France, Lyon. But when Americans, and not even just Americans, when any really English speakers, I know the Brits say it the same way. I know the Aussies say it the same way. When we talk about Arcane Lyon, we all say Arcane Lion. Like, without exception. We all say that. At least in terms of, like, the outlets and stuff. How is it spelled? Lyon. Right? Or is it Li? Let me double check. I think it's Ly. Yeah, it is Lyon. We wouldn't say Lyon. Phonetically, I mean. Criterion has done the Burnout games and modern Need for Speed. Karaoke? Yeah, karaoke is a good one. Well, it's also with Lyon is a little weird because it's a location. What's it called? My brain was when it's like a word that we actually like kind of adopt into our language. Yeah, the phonetics get all sorts of fucked every time. Like without fail. We always do that. You bring a non-English word into English and that shit's gonna get butchered so fast. Like karaoke. Jammers. I know they're all around here somewhere. Thankfully, I replayed this like just 30 minutes ago-ish for the just unlocking the free mission variant. It's not you. Rockets are so inaccurate. They're terrible here. I can't wait to get to AC6. They're equally as inaccurate in AC6, but I swear to you, the explosive radius of the RCL in AC6, it's like you're launching off nukes. It is so absurd how large the explosions are. Is the last name here? It is? Never seen that last name.
Galm 1, missile evaded.
Oosh.
Missile launched.
That was the ace that I was looking for. Skill issue. Don't you skill issue me. I fly beautifully. At least one guy in my chat told me, and I will never let it go. If I was at work, I could prove it. You know someone at work with that name? Elder Lion's a Fallout character. I don't remember that. Has it really? I mean, I was about to say, has it really been that long since I played Fallout? And yeah, it kind of has been. I don't think I've properly played Fallout. Like, I remember a few years ago, I started up a replay of Fallout 3, like when I was in college. But I didn't get very far because I got distracted with other stuff. But yeah, other than that, like trying to replay Fallout 3 a few years ago, I don't think I've played a Fallout game like thoroughly since Fallout 4 came out. That, I think that's actually the last time. That was like 2015, was it? Or 16. Is also very, yeah, I literally this morning, because I can read katakana now, which is new, and I'm still kind of iffy on it. Like the end of the katakana table, I'm still not great with, but my katakana is pretty good now, like pretty locked in for the most part. And literally this morning, I just had Spotify on shuffle, and some DMC3 music came on, and that whole album for the DMC3 soundtrack on Spotify is written in katakana. So I was reading it, and yeah, I know like the whole, you know, when you put a foreign word into Japanese, you put it into katakana, and the pronunciation gets butchered. Like in the case of Devil May Cry, like devil becomes debu. Worst pronunciation of my life, but I got the point across. That was actually horrific, but got the point across. I didn't do the R. I forgot about the R. That was the main thing. And it's more B than B. You got the point. I can't do the R anyway, even when I try. It's work in progress. I couldn't do the soft R in Spanish. Everyone is always like, oh, just do like a Spanish soft R. I couldn't do that either. That was a struggle for me too. I work on it from time to time. I'm more worried about comprehension than pronunciation right now. The pronunciation will just come with time. Just enough repetition and kind of nailing it down over time. I'm way more worried about comprehension right now. I hope he does crash. Oh god. Don't say the letter, the bot is watching. It was too late. It was too late. The bot. Ah! Even though there's a V, they still use B. Yeah. Stuff like that too. I honestly didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it. But yeah, there is a V on the katakana table, isn't there? That's really weird. Why do they use B most of the time then? Because they do have it. Maybe because... Oh, that is weird. I never thought about that until just now.
Eliminated.
Do I dare try an emoji? Emojis should be fine.
This should make your next operation a whole lot easier. Mission success confirmed. Allied fleet, begin your advance.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck you is why. Why do they use B? That's interesting. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Like there has to be. Japanese is such a consistent language. There must be like a rule behind that, surely. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like reasons. But there's got to be something to it.
Thanks to your accomplishments in Operation
And maybe I just feel like it's such a consistent language because I speak English as my first language and like German was the second language I learned. Which are both very, very flexible languages in terms of they just break the rules all the time for no reason, just because. Like, there are rules, but no. Hold on. Ace style, and I'm probably going to go buy some stuff in the campaign real quick. No, not aircraft data. Gallery, assault records. This is where the aces are. I'm gonna learn it Yeah, I'm gonna get used to it. What something tells me that 31 is also in. The next two are together, 41 and 42. These two are a pair. But they're also in 4A. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm stupid. Appears if the player destroys all 15 plus targets before destroying any of the jammers. Oh, there goes more. Rules were made to be broken. Oh, it was intentional. He said rules were made to be broken and then started spamming single letters until it got him. Okay, fair enough. Oh, hold on. I wanted to buy stuff. How shit is that I can't buy anything outside of the campaign, like in the free mission menus and stuff, even though I'm earning credits while playing free mission? AC5 wasn't like that, was it? Maybe it was. The screen freaks out. Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. Because I know why it happens. It's when a timeout or a ban happens, the chat purges so many messages that YouTube's backend is actually refreshing the chat window. And so when the chat window gets refreshed, in the source of OBS, it's like, oh, it just got disabled and re-enabled. And so it just resets like that. English was one of the easiest Latin-based languages that go word-to-word meaning. Or, sorry, that go word to meaning. I added an extra word, which us English speakers do a lot. Oh, hold on. Make sure I save it so that the purchase stays. It doesn't even take it out if of the chat box. If someone says a slur, you gotta wait it out or clear chat. Falls, I can give you this script. It has that one issue, but other than that, I can give you this. It works mostly. Has that one bug that I just can't figure out. Well, I don't think there's a way around it. It's not really a bug. Like, I know why it's happening, and I don't know how to get around it. I'm not complaining. It's free. At least for YouTube. Even if you just want it for YouTube. We even have all the supers and stuff working properly. It's beautiful. I don't know if you've been in here to see it, but I have the supers displaying on screen properly. Fading out properly now. Jess figured that one out, actually. You'll charge me in mental state? What do you mean by that? With that ego? Okay. Okay. Grippin. I might as well just... Both of these, the night and the special, both look good too. I have something in my eye again. I'm sitting here like trying to subtly like blink weird to get it out, and then I realize after like a minute, I'm like, everyone can see me doing that. I might as well just embrace it. Like, I'm trying to subtly get rid of it without anyone noticing. And then I realize that it's not gonna work. It's very noticeable when I start. So I have to get all the targets, but not the jammers this time, which is great. Just awesome. Especially because I rely on my radar to see where the missiles are coming from. That makes it even better. Glad I'm not on cam anymore. I mean, one guy, it wasn't during stream, but on a VOD, a guy commented and just said, can you turn off your face cam? I've considered it, because it is kind of nice to not be on camera for a few hours a day. You know?
Locked on. Missile warning. Cipher, don't under.
In the hopes that chat's short attention span forgets it the second he stops talking about it. No, I acknowledge it because I'm like, I'm being stupid. Ignore me. Because if I don't and I sit here and continue to do it, it's like, well, at some point someone's probably gonna notice, right? And maybe say something. I mean, multiple people will notice. Someone might bring it up. And at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, I got something in my eye. Like, I might as well just bring it up. Get out ahead of it. Make sure that everyone doesn't think that I just sit here doing this with my eye for fun. By nature. I can't even see how many targets I have left. Become anime girl. Thought about it. I've thought about it. Anime titties are a strong branding asset. I'm just saying. And you know me, business brain. You think I haven't considered it? You think I haven't? I've considered it. Name starts with an F. Can this account say this? What? Oh. What do you mean she could help me? This VTuber you speak of. What do you mean by that? Oh, fuck. Fuck. Yeah, I immediately was like, why am I doing this? Get you cheap or free? No. It's a lot of hassle, to be honest. It's a whole lot, like beyond just what's it? Just using my face. This is easy. All I have to do is just show up. It's not like I have to do my makeup. It would probably help a lot if I did my makeup. Can't be an idol anymore, you've been tarnished. I feel like a lot of VTubers, am I wrong? Is this just me, like, not knowing how this works at all? I feel like a lot of VTubers show their faces, right? Am I wrong? Is this just, you know, I'm a boomer who doesn't watch anime women much? I said doesn't watch, and then I was like, oh wait, false. The indies, yes. Oh, it depends, like corporate or not. Contracted VTubers don't show their faces. I could see that. That makes sense. Oh my god. There we go. Thank you, targeting.
Enemy armored vehicle destroyed.
Shoujo has, yes. But they're basically corpo indies. What do you corpo indies? What?
AA guns destroyed.
Explain. For JP orgs, that's grounds for termination. Well, doesn't a lot of the VTubing like culture come from like idol culture? Somewhat. So I can see that, like, especially in Japan, that would be like a really big deal.
Belkan forces. Other planes go join them. I heard there's a few Ruthio mercenaries caught up in the mix. Yeah, they're supposed to be good.
They have the most free will. It's probably a good thing. I would have to imagine. Free will is always a good thing. Man, trying to find every last target without destroying the jammers. This is painful. Gotta say, without the map to guide me, it's a little rough. I might just start blowing up all the yellows too. It'll make it easier to spot things out. That's why people that quit other corps head for Vishojo. So it's a what's the term I'm looking for? I'm trying to figure out what I want. What's the wording here? A boarding house. Yes, it's like a boarding house. That is what I was thinking of. Are upset Westerners are trying to change VTubing. I mean, I guess I could see that. Because, you know, things that happen in the Western side of the industry, if successful enough, will inevitably spread over. And they might, like, fans over there might not be so down with the things that fans over here are down for. Everything dies. We need to spare the jammers, though. The jammers cannot die. It's a pain in the ass, actually.
Galm 1 and 2. The enemy forces are almost eliminated. Keep at it. Don't let up until we've taken back Ruthio. Radar lock.
Wait for it. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Get shit on.
This is a significant hurdle until we want to take back Ruthio. Failure is not an option.
Teehee, anime women only sometimes. Or, sorry, only sometimes. And no idol culture, please. Yeah, that would be a pretty drastic change. I could see the whole not wanting that to happen thing, right? That's kind of, you know how some people will say that like a certain degree of gatekeeping is kind of necessary within certain spaces? I can see how from that perspective that might be the case, right? I don't necessarily agree with the sometimes some gatekeeping is necessary thing, but you'll hear people say that. In my mind, in regards to the maybe it's required sometimes, it's like, well, should have gate kept gaming better? I don't think so. Because like inevitably, if people from the outside come in and make enough of an impact that it changes the core audience, then ultimately those ideas that are being brought in are the better ideas. Like they've just won out, right? And I'm a very strong believer in like stats don't lie. Incredibly strong believer, but that's probably coming from the whole YouTuber thing. Like there's nothing better that you can do to like determine whether something is better or not than just look at the data. The data's always there with stuff like that.
Thanks to your accomplishments in
Whatever
Operation Gelmikos,
performs
campaign
better
number 4101 was a success.
is better.
The Futuro
It's just
Canal will be a
simple.
vital stronghold for the
Maybe
Allied
not
forces.
for every single person, but on the whole, like grander scale. From Build-A-Bear Workshop. Or did the core audience not need to change? Well, the core audience never really needs to change. But if the core audience does change, it's because that core audience, you know, new idea was presented and they latched onto it more. Right? And inevitably, you'll never have a situation where every single person agrees that one or the other is better. You'll just never have that. But if, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Aim down sights being added to Halo as a core feature with like Halo 5. Everyone hated that shit. Didn't work for Halo, they took it back out. But sometimes a feature or an idea is good enough that if something comes in from the outside, it's like really beloved. Like Zelda open world. As much as I don't like open world Zelda compared to classic formula Zelda, it's clearly working better and it's preferred by the majority of people. So like, yeah, Nintendo's gonna do that because it's the better idea. Like the data's there, right? Elden Ring with open world. Open world Souls sold like fucking hotcakes. I don't see them ever making another level-based linear Souls game after Elden Ring. I just don't. And quite frankly, they shouldn't. Clearly. I want my classic dungeons and boomerangs back. I do too. And I think that those things could, like, I don't think the open world formula can't change from what it is in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But you look at the data and clearly there's something there. Clearly. I could directly chart the downfall of gaming straight from the influx of casuals for mobile. See, that's kind of the thing, is I don't see that downfall. I don't think that downfall has happened. As much as like we're about to enter a crash, in terms of the industry, like yearly revenue being brought in is at an all-time high. The amount of people enjoying gaming is at an all-time high. And the core audience is still here. Like, we haven't pushed everyone away in service of that. Like, we're all still here. Enjoying gaming. To different degrees and enjoying different things, but we're all still here. Like, it's worked. Right? Hold on, I need to check my next ace. Oh, we got 2 full pages. I shouldn't just fly past that. Progress. How many pages are there? Let's not worry about that right now. Let's not. Next I'm missing is number 50. You. Appears from the eastern border of mission 7. If the player earns 5,000 plus points in the first 7 minutes of the mission. So it's what? Oh, I think it's that mission. I think it's that mission. Great. I have to get 5,000 plus in the first 7 minutes, and then he'll be on the eastern edge. This is the one with like the flat cannons and shit. In the top left corner, in the northwest corner. I didn't mean to say continue. God damn it. You haven't learned nearly enough about gaming history yet? Well, I guess, why do you think that, like, what downfall do you think there has been? Like a quality downfall? Because I don't think so. I think that old school gaming, even like in terms of design principles and stuff, is still very much alive in a lot of different places. It might not be the predominant design philosophy, but it's still very much around and thriving. You just have to know where to look for it. Oh, wait, what? There was a style associated. Red on this chart is the mercenary path. Okay. Mission 7 mercenary path. Get 5,000 points. Or sorry, 7,000 points in 5 minutes. I don't know how hard that's going to be. Wait, no. No, 5,000 points in 7 minutes. I was right the first time.
Intelligence reports that Belka
I had it the first time.
arms and V2, a weapon of mass destruction.
Gamer satisfaction and game quality has never been this
Allied
low.
forces top brass have decided
Where
to
are you
send
getting
troops
that from?
across the Hydrian line into Belka to check for nuclear arms and
Because
secure
I would
resource interests.
majorly disagree with that.
Centered on the ruined base of Glass,
I think if you're
Hydrian
looking in
line
certain
forms a line
circles,
defense
you'll
to
definitely
protect
find
the
gamer
700
satisfaction at an all-time
kilometer
low.
southern
But
border, the border of South
in terms of the industry as a whole,
Situated
I mean,
in
quite
the
frankly,
French,
sales would
the
and
ruins of
revenue would
Glass
not be at an
have
all-time
transformed
high
modern
if satisfaction was at an
aircraft
all-time low. It
artillery
doesn't work like
powered
that.
defense system.
If satisfaction and quality was at an all-time low, people would stop buying. That's just how the market works.
Opening the door to Belka for our ground troops. In all
So-
probability, this will
I
be
needed to
a
add that as a sound thing. I need the Senator Armstrong, my sources, I made it the fuck up.
low on fuel.
Because I love that meme so
Battle
much.
and return to base.
What's your source, Senator? So stupid. I love it. Oh, it is this mission. I hate this mission so much. The Gripen could probably work with not with the sod. But the RCL is pretty terrible too. Maybe not the Gripen. XL's too slow, probably. I mean, most attackers are going to be too slow. Sod is better, you think? It could be. I just don't like it, but the RCL is awful. There are many times more gamers than there were. Well, yeah, but satisfaction being at an all-time low would lead to a crash. Like, you want to talk about satisfaction being at an all-time low, look at the early 80s. That's when satisfaction hit an all-time low. People just straight up stopped buying, because that's what happens. Is fine as long as things are in a straight line. We'll pray. If the industry hadn't grown at all in the last 30 years, that equivalency would make sense. Well, the industry wouldn't grow if satisfaction was that low. It is leading to a crash. It's not leading to a crash. What's leading to a crash is the budget's being too high. Again, revenue is at an all-time high. What's leading to the crash is entirely on the dev side of the industry. Sorry, there's different types of crashes, and I should have been more specific. But what's leading to the crash is things like Spider-Man 2 costing over $300 million. Spider-Man 2 sold great, but it's really hard to make a genuine profit when you're investing $300 million into a product. The crash that we're seeing right now isn't from satisfaction being low and sales decreasing as a result. It's coming from we're putting way too much time and revenue into the game, and it's just we're getting to the point where it's becoming less and less possible to make a return on these products. Like, you're seeing titles like Armored Core 6 made great profit, because their budget wasn't super high. And yeah, FromSoft, maybe not the best. Like, everyone fucking loves FromSoft, but fuck, man. Like, MW3, Call of Duty last year, as much as the core audience for Call of Duty didn't like it, it still made profit. Because they just aren't investing such an absurd amount. Like, even Activision knows better than to spend that much on one title. And MW3 I mean, man, I wonder... Like, Treyarch probably has the best chance this year with, I almost said Gulf War. It's actually not called Gulf War, weirdly. They changed the title. With Black Ops 6... They probably have a pretty good chance at getting that core audience back in. And I'm sure the sales are going to be great for COD this year. Lead to fewer projects, leading to fewer sales because they have no core audience. No, it's not that they don't have core audience, it's that the industry currently is in a state where AAA games can't survive off of a core audience because the budget is so high. Like, every game has its core audience, but that core audience isn't enough. You need the casuals in today. In the current market, you need to have like a sizable casual or like first timer, I guess, market in order to have a successful product, because the budgets have gotten so ridiculous. Like 300 million. Like, that's... Spider-Man 2 had a core and a casual audience that received the game really well. It's just the game cost, what was it, like 330, I think it was, million? I don't remember what that figure looked like exactly. We'll turn to indie games. It's not the ideas. It's not the quality of the game. It's legitimately just the investment. Like, we have some of the most critically acclaimed games from casuals and core audiences alike getting shut down because the funding is just not sustainable right now. And it's so fast. What do you mean with quality? I mean, like, some of the most noteworthy shutdowns of this year have been like Arcane and Tango. Like, the satisfaction and stuff like that, like just the quality of the game, is not what's leading to all these shutdowns. It's just, in the case of like Tango and Arcane, it's not even necessarily that those games sold poorly, because they didn't. It's that Microsoft, in this case, is far more worried about funding Call of Duty and funding like whatever next Bethesda product, Elder Scrolls 6 probably, but like they're focused on their heavy hitters to such an extent that if their like side studios don't come out with a massive heavy hitter, it's just, we can't have you staying around. Won't buy dumbed down slop. Well, they will. They won't like it. They might not buy it the next time afterwards, certainly. The thing with core audience in game marketing is there's kind of this understanding that the core audience, unless you really fuck up, will always be there. Like, I'm trying to think. With Halo, right? I haven't loved a Halo game. Sorry, it's setting in. I haven't loved a Halo game since, like, Halo 3. I've bought every Halo game day one, but I haven't loved any of them since Halo 3, but I still, like, every game, I'm like, maybe this is the one. And I buy in every time. Hold on. 5,000 plus in the first 7 minutes. Oh, and after all enemy ground units in the northeastern section are destroyed. I missed that part the first time. I'm gonna assume it's that very far cluster over here, the AA site. Reach was the last good Halo. Reach is my favorite. A lot of people really like Reach. I was around at Reach's launch, and it wasn't like a dark time for the community, but it was certainly, there was a broad like disappointment with Reach when it came out, and that disappointment isn't really there nowadays for good reason. And it's actually because 343 came in and fixed the game. Only started playing recently. Yeah. So the Reach that you played is not the Reach that came out at first, right?
Calm 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Reach at launch was a bit of a shit show. It wasn't buggy, it wasn't like it didn't work, but the design was really sloppy. And the design still is a little iffy in Reach. Like, there are some core things that are just like, yeah. But it got fixed. Reach when it came out had a lot of weird shit. Like, you hear a lot of people talk about like Bloom, right? Oh yeah, not multiplayer would help a lot. The campaign, I mean, the changes carried over to the campaign, but they're not as big of a deal there. Like, you always hear people talk about how bad the Bloom is in Halo Reach. The Bloom, if you played Halo Reach anytime after like 2011, like late 2011, I think it was, when Title Update came out, you have no idea. The Bloom on launch, I think they reined it in by like 40% or something like that across the board, across all weapons. I think they decreased the Bloom by like 40% in Title Update. That's like the big change that's really easy to remember, is they massively nerfed Bloom across the entire game. And you still hear people say that the Bloom in Halo Reach is annoying. Because it is. But oh my god, it was so much worse. It was so much worse back then. Like, if you know systems at all, 40% is a massive change, especially for one that applies like across the board. We're not talking like, oh yeah, the DMR got it brought in by like 40%. Like, no, all the guns. The assault rifle, the DMR, the needle rifle, the pistol, all of them. Having a problem with the Bloom? Yeah, in campaign, you won't notice it. Really. They alienated their hardcore audience. The point that I make with Halo, by the way, is, sorry, I was kind of focused in on that. I was yapping about that. The point I'm making with like the core audience and the Halo thing is the core audience is there regardless. For the most part. Some people will be so put off that they don't come back, but the core audience sticks around once you've got them, like 90% of the time. And that's not the problem that we have in the industry right now. The problem is that when you start inflating the budgets to such an extent, you need the casuals, because the core audience is still there, at least like 90% of them from the previous title, generally speaking. Unless you have like a Fallout situation, like Fallout 76, I mean. Yeah, people are gonna be pretty hesitant on the next Fallout game, whenever that is. Unless you have a really bad situation, the core audience hangs around. Tell that to the core audience of Overwatch. Dude, false! Are you still here? Bro, I'm telling you, I was the core. Overwatch was one that was bad enough that I left. I'm like the 10%. But everyone is still playing Overwatch. I don't know why. Like, all of my friends from high school and college still play that shit together. They can't get me on it. As hard as they try, they won't. False and her friends still play Overwatch. I can't tell you why, but they do. Like, Overwatch is one that put me off enough to leave. I loved Overwatch. Overwatch 2? A dip. I even stuck around. I stuck around through GOATs. Overwatch 2 was the breaking point for me. And if you know your Overwatch lore, you know what I just said, and you know that that's a big deal. I was able to stick it out through GOATs. I still had a good time playing the game during GOATs. I do not have a good time playing Overwatch 2. But I still played it on occasion. Like, if friends invited me to play it, sure. Holy shit, the flag. For a while, it was like, yeah, I can still play it, like, socially, you know? I'm not playing it just to play it, but if friends want me to hop on ranked and play a little bit, I can do that. I can whip out the Ana one more time. Ana was a big deal for me. They butchered her in Overwatch 2. She was my main always, and they just destroyed her kit, man. Not even because her kit got changed. Her kit stayed the same, but the general gameplay changes of Overwatch 2 made her fucking useless for a while. She's apparently good now again, but I'm out. They can't bring me back. Putting out Pink Mercy won't be enough to bring me back. Sorry, what was I talking about with Overwatch? Oh yeah, everyone's still playing Overwatch. Like, everyone who was super into it, not everyone, but like the majority of people who were really into Overwatch are still hanging out in Overwatch. And I don't get it, man. Ana was OP as fuck at Overwatch 1. I loved Ana. Ana's my favorite kind of character in any competitive game. Because Ana was OP, but Ana had a pretty high skill ceiling that you had to really practice and like learn how to use to be able to get that strength out of her kit, right? Like, anyone can pick up Mercy on Overwatch and have pretty good effect. If you throw a new player on Ana, they're not gonna help out at all. You're gonna be so pissed that this Ana is taking up one of your support slots, right? You're not gonna be happy. She was a high skill ceiling character that if you could use her was amazing. Like right now on Tekken 8, I play Kazuya. They buffed the shit out of Kazuya. And now he's got these staple combos where like, if you can do 3 like high level execution techs in a row in one string of movement, you can get like the highest damage staple combos in the game. But you've got people who have played Kazuya for like 10 years plus on Tekken who cannot do it. Like they don't have the execution on the character to do that tech. I don't. I can't do that shit. But if you are really genuinely good at Kazuya, he's one of the best characters in the game right now. But if you don't know what you're doing, he's awful. I love that character. Like the character that can be one of the absolute strongest, but so what you're saying is there are too many casuals in the industry? No, not at all. The casuals are a good thing. They only bring in more money, more casuals. Casuals inevitably will convert into core audience as well. Casuals are only ever a good thing, well, for the most part. There are rare exceptions where they're not. In the modern games industry, they're a good thing. But publishers have over-adjusted for the existence of casuals. Like, sure, you could say the casuals are the problem in that sense, but much more accurately, the way that the publishers have I'm trying to find the right way to phrase it. Tried to cash in on the casual market by just massively inflating their scope is not working. Like, you can put all the however many $100 million you want into your game. That doesn't mean that the casuals are all going to buy it and you're going to make profit. Which ruins the industry by dumbing down games? No. Not at all what I'm saying. The dumbing down, it happens, but it doesn't always happen. Like, Elden Ring is the best-selling game of like the last 2 years. it's a game that was able to capture casuals while keeping its, I would, even most Soulsborne fans nowadays are like fairly unanimous. I'm not of the opinion, but most people seem to be of the opinion that Elden Ring is like the best Souls game. I don't agree, but they were able to do both without, you know, investing $500 million into the game. Is this just what I have to do for these guys? What the fuck? Don't do that. There we go. Just sit way up above them and drop the sods. Don't fly so high. I'm supposed to fly low? I'm having way more luck flying high. Maybe it was just pure luck. Could have been. Oh god. There's more? It just spawned more? The independent AAA proposition. The independent AAA proposition is a very interesting title. What games was he creative director on? Like, are we talking, like, old? Like, kind of in the middle? Are we talking, like, first Hellblade? I guess first Hellblade would almost be, what's it called? Middle. I forget how long ago it was. Because they couldn't get any projects greenlit. Hellblade? Oh man, is that Soul? Did they just everything before Hellblade 2? Okay. I'm assuming it's a lot of that with not being able to get stuff greenlit. I heard that Hellblade was that project for them, that they just could not get anyone to take it. It was too risky. But no, indie and AAA aren't mutually exclusive. Generally people think of AAA as like the giant publishers, but AAA, all of that means is just how large your budget is. AA and AAA are just budget measurements. I think Spuck. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. This is the ace I was trying to get to spawn. Now, as long as I don't die, we're good. Booyah. And the flak is the deadliest thing in this mission, so I think we'll be fine. Just gotta speed run, close it out real quick. Man, Ninja Theory after DMC when they were trying to get Hellblade to come together, I know they were having a lot of issues with publishers and stuff. I mean, you can kind of imagine why. That's one of those projects that you just wouldn't expect to really grow outside of like a super niche audience, and they were putting a ton of money in. Honestly, Ninja Theory's probably on the chopping block at Microsoft right now, speaking of. Because of Hellblade 2. I need ammo. I just don't know how you get a AAA budget without publisher backing. You pretty much just have to have one of those like massive indies, right? Like insanely large. Like a Hades or a Hollow Knight, something like that. Or be like Ninja Theory, where they had publishers for years and years, and they have a lot of revenue coming in from game sales. So you can just fund your new project with that. They didn't even bother with that one. What were they having issues with then? To fund a melee game, especially without Mars, superheroes, or space marines. I can see that. Person team, $10 million. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember how much Hollow Knight ended up costing Team Cherry. I know that they crowdfunded it. My ass. Coming in too fast. Yeah, Hollow Knight was 3 people. And, what's it called? I just pulled up the number now. It was about $60,000 budget that they just self/crowdfunded. And then it was Hollow Knight. I don't know Hollow Knight's sales figures, but massive. So they definitely didn't need Microsoft for Silksong. But Microsoft offered, and I mean, you know what's better than self-funding? Having someone else pay for it and just letting you do your thing, because Microsoft has a really great indie label. Like a really great one, probably the best. Outside of, like, I guess Big Mode now might kind of take that spot going into the future. I think it's not anywhere near that right now, but I think Big Mode is really going to be a huge indie label going forward. Like, give it a few years to kind of get off the ground. They literally just put out their first title. Give it a while, and I think Big Mode is going to be massive. How bad it was 10 years ago. Who's Microsoft's indie? They just have, like, Microsoft just brings in a ton of indie teams and pretty much says, yeah, make your game and we'll fund and publish it. But they don't just literally do it for anyone. They do it for, like, Hollow Knight Silksong, right? Like a super proven team who is working on something that is reasonably going to go places. The 20-ish that were rejected? Jesus Christ, 20. God damn. This is an awful mission for me to be doing at the end of stream. It's so goddamn long. Like 8 minutes overtime already. The resupply didn't help. Oh god. Those guys are worth some points. These guys should... If I just drop some sods on here, we should be fine. Have a good day, you too. Yeah, once I'm done with this mission, which hopefully I don't get shot down, because fuck, 92%, and I would have to do this all again. I'm just dropping sods, hoping for the best at this point. If anyone speedruns the AC games, man, I don't feel like you'd really be able to do much with speedrunning these games, right? I'll make a doomer out of you. Hey, I mean, I already left the industry, at least for the time being. At least that side of it. I guess I'm still in it, but not the dev side. You know what I mean? I saw the games that were being played and I dipped. I was out. Granted, yeah, never mind. I can't say that. NDAs are a bitch. I almost just slipped too. That. Oof. I hate my NDA so much. sucks. I am so, like, the guy who likes to air dirty laundry, too. I have no sympathy for that, and, oh, still got, like, 3 years on it.
All planes, return to base.
Just the worst. Yeah, I do still have 3 years. I left in June 2020. It was 5 years after I left.
The operation was a success.
I
Lattice
hate
has fallen.
NDAs.
The Allied forces
Can't talk about
broken
what
through
you
the
worked on. I
Hyperion
can't
line,
talk about what I
bringing the
worked
battle to
on,
Belkan.
who I
I
worked
must inform you,
for,
however, that while you were
etc.
on your mission, we received a report that the squadron attacking from Ustio's border was wiped out by a mysterious attack. We are currently investigating this incident.
But hey, got paid on the way out though. Maybe it'll long term. I'll probably be like, yeah, it was worth it. But right now, I'm just like, man, I would so love to yap about it. You have no idea how badly I want to. I did come genuinely very close there to just bleh. Anyway, can I get like a... Yeah. That's something. It works. Little ambiance. Won't release until 2030. What I worked on will never release. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Armored Core 100%, Metal Gear. We've been playing Ocarina of Time just for the hell of it. Elden Ring DLC. We've been doing a lot, and it's all good. So come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like. Algorithm stuff. You know how it goes. Oh, there is a preview. God damn it. I just wanted the menu ambiance as little as it was. Yeah, leave like. If you're looking for anything outside of YouTube, description down below. There's things like Discord, Twitter. They're all linked down there if you're looking for any of it. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. Don't buy the AI thermal paste. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. And goodbye.